Yo, welcome back to Gridiron podcast. I'm your host, JB, as always, joining me, Devontae forever. What's going on, bro? I think you muted.
What's going on, Jay? How are you?
I'm good, man. Yo, as always, y'all, appreciate y'all checking out the show and showing love and support as always, man. Got a lot to talk about this week, man. Some crazy stuff happened, football, some big injuries to talk about. A lot of divisions are tight, you know what I mean? So it's like it's gonna come down to the wire. I know we say that every year, but it feels like this year is more than usual, you know what I mean? Usually we have some teams who may have one loss or undefeated still, you know what I mean? The fact that now everybody seems to be all jumbled up is kind of crazy. But yo, let's not waste any time, man. Devontae, what's your thoughts on these NFL Week 10?
It was definitely all with putting my bias first. It was definitely a good week for me. We got the W. The Ravens lost. The Bengals lost. So that AFC North got really tied up. But with that being said, we also lost a lot of people. I lost a linebacker in Quan Alexander to a torn Achilles. I believe the Bengals hurt. So, T. Higgins is hurt right now. Yep. We all just found out Deshaun Watson is done for the year today. So we are very wounded, AFC North. But so I think the chances of us sending four people to the playoffs is not looking right and not looking healthy.
Yep.
So with that being said, but I think it was definitely a good week. There's definitely some good football coming around, but more importantly, I still want to say shout out to that boy Josh Dobbs. I just gotta keep giving him respect after respect after respect because they're gonna make a 30 for 30 on this man right now. In a couple of years, just wait on it because what he's doing right now is low key unheard of. You can't do nothing but salute it and respect it.
What they call him, the pastronaut?
Yeah.
That is crazy, man. Well, yo, speaking of that, man, my first question, I'm gonna kick this off, man. Speaking of the Steelers, man, obviously they won their last game. They beat the Titans, right? I'm sorry, the Packers. The Packers.
Yep.
They beat the Packers. How the hell is Mike Tomlin doing this, man? I'm gonna kick it off with that question, man. Obviously, look, I'm not about to sit there and say the Steelers got bums on their team. I'm really not gonna say that because I think that's disrespectful. But at the same time, because we know the defense is real, right? But at the same time, man, I'm not sold on Pickett. We know what Matt Canada and the offense is, and we know what they're not. We know the offensive line is getting better because obviously all offensive lines improve throughout the year, but it's still not good. You know my problems with Najee Harris. Warren has been the highlight, don't get me wrong. Pickens gets frustrated because he doesn't get the ball enough. You know what I mean? As a Steelers fan, how the hell is Mike Tomlin doing this?
This is one. It's called when you are a players coach, but also more importantly, you are an honest players coach. The thing about Mike Tomlin is he actually give you 100% intent. No, Antonio Brown had one of the wildest outbursts I think we've ever seen from an NFL athlete. You ain't ever heard AB say nothing disrespectful about Mike Tomlin. You never heard a single player disrespect Mike Tomlin or say Mike Tomlin can't coach. Mike Tomlin has always been a players coach first because he just demands the best out of his players and he's honest with them. So when he needs somebody to win, the person who's gonna light a fire under is his players. So that's why I think that's a true difference. And also we need to stop playing. And I don't even mean this as like a U thing or like an NFL thing. I mean this in general as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. We need to stop playing like Mike Tomlin is not the second winningest coach in the NFL besides the GOAT, and who technically is the GOAT, Bill Belichick.
Right.
The only person behind him is Mike Tomlin. And so we forget how great of a coach Mike Tomlin is, and because we over fantasize your Sean McVays and stuff like that. They don't understand the true art of what it does and what it takes to win ugly games.
Right.
To win games. To the fact that everything is completely going wrong. Everything is going wrong and you're still winning games. We had a dude named Duck Hodges at our starting quarterback for 1 year.
Right.
We went 8-8. We went 8-8 and almost made the playoffs, bro. This is nothing normal. This is not normal. So could imagine if we finally got a team that was loaded up with enough offensive talent and with the defense we have now. Oh my God! Like we would be disgusted.
Yeah. But, yeah, look, man, Mike Tomlin, we all know he's a hell of a coach. I do want to make one correction. He's not second behind Belichick. That's Andy Reid who's second behind Belichick. Now, I will give you Andy Reid has been coaching longer than Mike Tomlin, but Andy Reid has 272 wins as a head coach. So I'm just saying that. I'm not saying, look, do I think Andy Reid's a better head coach? Yes, but I'm not doing that right now. I'm just saying the way
I'm gonna tell you no.
I'm gonna tell you no. I'm not having that debate right now. We can save that.
You no.
We can save that.
I'm gonna tell you no.
Because right now, like I said, I love Patrick Mahomes, but what he's doing with Patrick Mahomes right now is something serious. Now, I know that's not Tomlin's side of the ball, so that's why I'm not doing that right now. But shout out to Mike Tomlin. Let's get to these comments, man. Reggie, here we go. Steeler Nation is here. Here we go. Reggie said,
Big bird, baby.
The Arsenal DB after Sunday, the 4-12 Steelers will run the North. Let's
talk that
here
talk.
We go. Steelers Nation has invaded.
Steelers Nation is here, baby. Stop playing.
Ravens fans, where y'all at? Nate, where y'all at? I don't know any Browns fans.
Sit them down.
Dad, I need you to do something, man. Bengals fans, show
Pittsburgh.
up, man.
It's Pittsburgh season over here.
I'm gonna have to get a Ocho Cinco.
Come on, man.
Here.
Come on, man. The terrible towel. Don't make me go get the terrible towel.
Said, Browns and Bengals aren't making the playoffs. We're gonna talk about the North later in the show for sure. Levante Armwood was good, bro. He said, "Do the Giants fire Coach Daboll?" Also, side note, did not know T.J. Watt was 28 years old.
He's an MVP candidate. I'll tell you that.
No,
I'll tell you that much.
He's not.
Yes, he is.
He's not an MVP
yes,
candidate.
He is.
And
yes,
even,
he is.
Even if
yes,
he was an MVP,
he ain't gonna win. He ain't gonna win, but he's a candidate.
Even if he was an MVP candidate, there would have to be other defensive players who's also MVP candidates right now. And you know that's not how it works. So he's not even leading right now for Defensive Player of the Year. If you look at all the rankings, I'm not going to mention his name. You know who's actually leading for Defensive Player of the Year.
I'm listening.
And that guy plays in Cleveland right now.
Come
he plays in Cleveland right now. Look it up. Look it up. Now,
bro,
you can have your bias right now, but if the season ended today, everybody's already saying Myles Garrett would win Defensive Player of the Year.
Because it looked cool right now. It looked cool right now.
No, look, if Myles Garrett got hurt this weekend and didn't play, obviously he will not win Defensive Player of the Year. We're just saying as of right now. That's all. The way I look at it, to win Defensive Player of the Year, you have to get to the playoffs. So let's say they don't, or let's say Pittsburgh's don't. Then neither one of them should win Defensive Player of the Year. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So let's keep going with the comments. I can see this is going to be a hostile show because when we talk about
watch your mouth.
Pop said, "What up, Red? Shut up, Red." Play defense and done.
You'd lost your mind.
The ball over still works. Absolutely, I agree with that. Obviously, got to play.
Always
defense.
Works.
You got to play defense, but I will say right now I'm still not quite impressed because got to
play January football.
Got to beat the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
You got to beat Cincy in the playoffs, or
if they get there,
or for both teams. On that road to get there, you got to beat Baltimore. So again, I'm not shitting on the Steelers right now. I'm just saying, as of right now, I'm impressed with what they're doing. But for Steelers, we don't count them getting to the playoffs as a big thing, do we?
No, that's regular.
Exactly. So
no, it's regular.
Let's keep going. Brady, what's good?
Let's
Brady?
not do that.
What's good, Brady? Brady's still on the hunt too. What's good, Brady? He said, I know y'all on the AFC North, but damn, Houston going to make the playoffs and Stroud damn near a lock for Rookie of the Year. I 100%
Stroud
agree.
is the Rookie of the Year. Stroud is the Rookie of the Year.
100% agree. We're about to talk about Stroud in a few
Stroud definitely is the Rookie of the Year.
He also said, Tomlin, a boss. See another one who's going to be there until he wants to leave. Completely agree.
And he rightfully deserves to.
Pop says, since he's banged up, both receivers are hurt. Chase playing, Boyd out. Starting DN is hurt. CB is hurt. Will still battle. Steelers and their fans are overrated. Tomlin is not. AFC North is wide open. I do agree.
It's wide open. We all agree it's wide open.
Mike Green was good, bro. He said, barely beat bum ass law. Obviously, Mike Green's a Packers fan.
So, come on now.
Fan.
Come on now.
Baltimore in the house. What's good, Nate? You said AFC North is Baltimore's to lose. Pops, don't fool yourself. Steelers shouldn't even be 6-3.
You probably right. If we didn't have Mike Tomlin, we'd probably be like 2-8 or something like that. Whatever it would be.
This is the AFC North show, so
probably right.
This is the AFC North show, so I feel the hostility already. I like.
Come on now,
I like what I'm seeing. So
But like, if there's one stat sorry to cut you off, but there's one stat I will tell you about the Steelers that we have better than everybody in the AFC North. We play better than everybody in the fourth quarter.
True.
That's why we win. Baltimore is incredible. Baltimore, clear as day, should win the AFC North. Clear as day. But their only problem is, for some reason, the only quarter that they're in is the fourth quarter.
Okay, so let's get to the next one we're talking about. CJ Stroud, man. I held off because Devontae, you know how I am. I'm not hard. I'm not easy to impress. You know what I mean? So I see somebody play good 4 or 5 games. I'm like, okay, but at the same time, I do believe in the eye test, and I do believe when somebody has what we always say is it, right?
Mm-hmm.
CJ Stroud looks special, man. It is not because they're winning. I put that aside, right? For all I care, the Texans right now could have 2 wins. I don't care about that portion for young players. He looks good. Like he's playing well, man. He's snapping the ball. He's getting the ball out fast if he needs to. He's diagnosed and blitz on the fly, checking it down when need to. The whole thing when you blitz from the left, you want to throw left. You know what I mean? You want to throw left because you throw to replace the guy, basically, when they blitz. He's doing that, you know what I mean? And the fact that, like, you look at, it's not like he has the greatest offensive coordinator in the world. His head coach is a defensive specialist. We'll talk about D'Amico Ryan's next week. I want to talk about coaches next week. D'Amico Ryan is doing a hell of a job. That's coach of the year right now. It's not even close. But he's special. He's special, man. CJ Stroud is good. Obviously, he was good at Ohio State. I'm not saying he wasn't, and probably if not for an injury to Marvin Harrison Jr., they could have possibly did some damage to Georgia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we almost beat Georgia.
I understand that. But at the same time, they didn't. So I'm just saying. But CJ Stroud so far, man, he looks special. I'm not getting into the MVP talk and all that. My thing is let's see where it stacks up. Rookie of the year. He's definitely going to be rookie of the year, especially on the offense. What's your thoughts on CJ Stroud?
Well, okay, so as an avid Ohio State fan, I can tell you right now, I don't know what it's ever since we played Georgia, the way he played against Georgia was absolute phenomenal. That was obviously until before he got in the NFL, of course. But before then, that was the best game of CJ Stroud's career, was his last game at Ohio State. And technically, because he had them boys with that defense getting worked to where we literally, if our field goal kicker just couldn't make an easy field goal, win the national championship. Right. Probably gonna wipe the floor with TCU. But watching CJ Stroud, the thing that I always kind of knew that he was probably gonna be like the better quarterback out that draft is that, like, he's the most pro ready. Like, you look at all these other quarterbacks and they're just gun specialists. He's the only one who looks comfortable coming out doing a play action pass. He's the only one who you've seen who can do both. And that's the difference with a lot of quarterbacks, where it's like they can't do both because either some of them are too small, like Bryce Young's too small, and then there's some of them who just can't make the right reads. CJ Stroud has always been a throw-first quarterback who makes the right reads. And more importantly, what people don't talk about is the way his footwork at quarterback is absolutely disgusting.
Yep.
Like the way he plants and the way he steps around pressure, and like the way he moves people with his eyes. He has like a lot of the quarterbacks you see and the rookie quarterbacks you see clearly are lacking in some type of fundamental area. CJ Stroud doesn't lack, period, in quarterback fundamentals, and you can just tell, and there's a reason why he's so successful.
Yeah, look, man. Like I said, one thing I like what you said is the fact that he's able to read on the fly and make stuff happen. Right. For example, I think the throw of the year, possibly of the week, actually was from Zach Wilson against the Raiders. He rolled out right, had a no look pass, which I hate, but the way he flung the ball to hit late in the fourth quarter, it doesn't matter because they lost. Right. There's other things he can't do. He's weary against the blitz, right? So, like you said, I don't care about the arm strength. I don't care about the super accuracy, right? Because there's almost all 32 quarterbacks can make a spectacular throw. You know what I mean? But the way, as a rookie, the way he's playing poise, look at all the other rookies. I still think there's hope for Bryce Young. I really do. But like, there's certain things when you blitz him, he's happy feet. You know what I mean? We see that with pros, with veterans. The fact that he's able to play with poise, I don't know, man. They got something special. And then also it doesn't help his defense. Last year it was ranked like 27th. Then he jumped, now they're sitting at like 13th. or around there.
Mm-hmm.
Something special going on right now in Houston, man, especially for a team that a lot of us thought was going to be the worst team in the league, maybe the Panthers. You know what I mean? And right now they're looking at they might get to the playoffs. You know what I mean? Which is absolutely insane, man. Let's get to these comments. Brady said he got miles and miles. Yeah, no, look, man, like the way his teammates believe in him too. His teammates believe in him, and like when he's back, they definitely believe in him.
Just hope Houston don't blow it this time.
Yeah. Pump the brakes on Stroud. Just keep him out the massage parlors, right? So pump the brakes on Stroud. He's good, def rookie of the year, but chill with the MVP too. I agree, man. Look.
MVP is too much. That's too much.
Yeah, it's a little. Nate says Stroud is serious, which I think we all agree. Pop says Stroud looks good, seems to have all the tools. Season isn't over yet. Slow down on crowning him. Yeah, look. I'm just saying.
He'll be rookie of the year.
I'm saying the kid is good. He's going to win rookie of the year at this point. He has a locked up, and he at the rate is going, he's going to lead the league in passing. Like he's going to lead the league in passing. So like obviously it could change. I'm not saying it can't. He's still got some big divisional games coming up. Has to win a division now that Jacksonville isn't quite what we thought they were. You know what I mean? They beat them already, so the division is there. But let's see what happens with CJ Stroud. All right, Devontae. Next thing we're gonna talk about, man. And I've been waiting to talk about this since it happened. Buffalo Bills, man, they dropped their game with Denver. They now fall to 5-5, which is obviously we know they lost the opening game to the Jets, and then they came out, beat the Raiders, and then they smashed the Dolphins, and it's like, okay, here we go, right? Here we go with the Buffalo Bills. Now they're 5-5. And I find that crazy because like we talked up the Bills so much on this show these first 10 weeks, right? And you, well, not necessarily you, but you saw me shit on the Raiders so bad these first 10 weeks. Well, not last week, but and they have the same record. You see what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make sense. Like it doesn't make sense, man. Obviously they fired offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey. We saw Trayvon Diggs put out the text that Stephon Diggs needs to be freed. I'll give my thoughts on that in a second. We'll kind of basically turn this into two questions. So I'll start this off. What's wrong with the Bills? And then what do you think about that whole text with Stephon Diggs and his brother saying he needs to get out and be freed?
I'll answer them backwards. The Stephon tweet was pretty much Trayvon tweet was very wide receiver divish. It's not surprising. We all know what receivers do when they don't get thrown the ball. They throw temper tantrums. They act like babies. Why do we act like it's such a big deal? I don't know. And since the very beginning of time, every receiver who doesn't get the ball pouts and throws a fit. Right. And we talking from high school to Pop Warner and all the way up. Every wide receiver who do none of the dirty work complains when they don't get their stats. Right. But what's wrong with the Bills, bro? I wish Jeremy Forgy was in here because like I would feel bad if I got to do this to him right now. Yo, bro, the Bills have one of the most overrated offensive lines I've ever seen in my life. Okay, one of the biggest problems with the Buffalo Bills, they suck running the ball. They absolutely suck running the ball. But the thing is, it's been no secret. You know why? Who's the real running back? When they thought Devin Singletary was a problem. They got rid of him. They swore James Cook was next up. You know who's the running back for the Buffalo Bills? Josh Allen. That's the problem, okay? Josh Allen has the biggest habit of just trying to do everything, which he doesn't realize, he's not capable of doing everything. And that's okay. Josh Allen's the only human being I've ever seen not play to his own strengths. He swears he has to be Superman, and guess what he does when he has to be Superman? He makes mistakes. And that's his biggest problem. And also, they've had way too many in and out of coaches. Like I think he was he's way more the most successful under Dayball. But also, I think the biggest thing is if you really think about it, before the Buffalo Bills got Stephon Diggs, we were talking about Josh Allen as a bust. Bills are so bad because they were so bad. He got Stephon Diggs. He finally got his target, and then they started to click. They started to work. Things started to go into motion for the Buffalo Bills. Can the Buffalo Bills turn it around, get a playoff spot, and get a playoff victory? Yes. But do I think But the biggest problem with the Buffalo Bills is the same reason why they'll never win a Super Bowl. They'll never have like a deep, magnificent playoff run. They can't run the football. Period is dead. Period, point blank.
All right. So the question is, what's wrong with the Bills? Their defense is banged up. That's the number one problem. Let's not get too crazy. Obviously, 12 men on the field, that doesn't happen. They're 6-4. We're probably having a slight different conversation right now. You know what I mean? But it happened the way it happened. I'll get to Sean McDermott in a second. First thing, the defense is banged up. We know how good Tre'Davious White is out for the season. We know how good Matt Milano is. Me and you, we talk him up probably more than anybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Out for the season. Was it Greg Rousseau? Is he out? Or I might be thinking of somebody else in that defensive line.
You might be thinking of somebody else.
Poyer's banged up. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys are always banged up. So that's probably the number. I'd say 1A, 1B, right? On the other side of 1A and 1B, one of the biggest problems right now is Sean McDermott. I know it's not popular to say because he's turned the Bills around from a laughingstock when Vontae Davis retired during halftime. You know what I mean? He turned it around fast. But look, man, am I saying he's Josh McDaniels? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's trash. But what I'm saying is Sean McVay came in, took the Rams to 2 Super Bowls, right? Had the defense, had the offense. Okay, didn't win it with Goff, so they went out, traded, got Matt Stafford, right? Sirianni came in, took Philly with a great roster to the Bills have had great rosters, right? Obviously, we know Zach Taylor came in, took the Bengals. I'm not saying none of these coaches are Andy Reid, Mike Tomlin, but he's the only one so far. And I know he has been to AFC Championship once, but his specialty is defense. He had a great defensive coordinator in Leslie Frazier, and for some reason, Leslie Frazier took a sabbatical for a year, right? The worst thing about the Bills is their defensive scheme has changed. The injuries too, but the defensive scheme has changed. Now I want to address your part about Josh Allen. Josh Allen, it's no secret, he leads the league in turnover since he walked into the league. We know this. Obviously, they attributed a lot of the success to Brian Daboll. When he came in, they said he fixed them, which is how he got the job as a Giants head coach. Can't seem to fix Daniel Jones right now, but technically Daniel Jones has had his best year under Brian Daboll. Technically. Yep. So maybe he's missing Brian Daboll, but clearly something's wrong with the Bills because they are too good of a team to be 5-5, but yet they do have the oldest roster in the league, so they need to find a way to get younger, right? Von Miller's always hurt as well. Let me address Stephon Diggs now, man, because you made a statement that I'm not mad at, but I'm starting to be skeptical of. You said Josh Allen was looked at a bust until he got Stephon Diggs. I'm starting to think it's until Brian Daboll became his quarterback coach. And the reason why I say that is, let me tell you about Stephon Diggs, man. We all know he's a diva. Like you said, a lot of receivers are. Look, I got on Devontae Adams when they won 3 games straight, I think. I got on Devontae Adams for getting mad on the sidelines. You know what I mean? Because he didn't get the ball when they were winning. So, fine. Stephon Diggs lost that game in Jacksonville. I know Josh Allen threw a pick in the first quarter. He went to Stephon Diggs 3 straight times in the fourth quarter on the last drive. Stephon Diggs dropped 2 of them. And then on the third pass, he slipped. And that was the end of that game. Did Josh Allen throw his helmet down? Did Josh Allen make all these statements and stuff? No. Stephon Diggs, when he was with the Vikings, how many All-Pros did he have? 0. Both of their success is beneficial to each other. Stephon Diggs, okay, so unless he's going to the Chiefs, is he going to Chiefs? Probably not, because the Bills ain't going to trade him to the Chiefs. Is he probably going to go to the Jets when Rodgers is back? No. Damn, he got a better chance of going to Chiefs than going to the Jets, you know what I mean? Is he going to the Bengals? No, because now the Bills and the Bengals have been going at it for a few years now. So who's this quarterback he's going to play with, Devontae? I'm not asking you, but you see what I'm saying? So
I get what you mean.
So he can make these statements through his brother or vice versa or whatever. But it's like he better stay in the situation he's at because he's had some key drops in playoffs. You know what I mean? He wasn't absolutely stellar in that game against the Chiefs when it went down to the wire. That was Gabe Davis doing a lot of that work. Now, I'm not saying Gabe Davis is the best on that team. I'm just saying the Bills got a good thing going. I do agree with you. They need to show up the running game now. But Stephon Diggs be wilding out, man, and he can increase his play too. Is all I'm saying.
I'm not mad at that.
Let's see what the chat's saying. Nate said Bills defense is suspect this year as well. Don't put this all on Josh.
No, I agree.
Daddy Tsunami, what's good, bro? Make sure y'all check out Past the Six podcast every Tuesday. We talk video games, industry, retro, classic, and everything. It's my co-host right there, no doubt. He said we on a little streak now. Obviously, he's a Broncos fan, but can we keep it up? The last two wins is against the Chiefs and the Bills.
Oh, Sean Payton definitely did enough to get his job back after those two W's alone got him his job back for next year. Because he can just hang his head on that. Like, hey, we beat the Chiefs, dog. Like, I ain't beat the Chiefs and forever in that division. So, like.
Right. So, look, I think the Broncos, like, I picked them to get that 7th spot. Obviously, the start they got out to is not good. So, they're probably going to miss the playoffs. But they are playing well. They're playing a lot better. Russ is playing a lot cleaner. You start to see it click, right? So, when I knew that it was started out bad, what did I say, Devontae? I think both them and the Raiders, obviously, this is before McDaniels got fired. So now I really think this. I think both them and the Raiders next year will be a lot better. I'm not saying they're going to beat the Chiefs for the division, but they'll be a lot better. You know what I mean? Right now, the Raiders are actually sitting in the 2nd spot in the division, which is wild. But, yeah. Levante said mid-season Super Bowl picks. We'll get to the AFC North in a second, but I'm not changing mine. I still feel good about mine. I feel good about mine.
I'm not changing my picks.
So if you don't know, I had the Bengals and the 49ers. Obviously, the Bengals right now, technically, I think would be the first team out if I'm correct. And right now, obviously, the Niners are still well within the playoffs. And Devontae had the Chiefs and the Eagles in the rematch, and obviously both teams are the number 1 seed right now. So
yep.
I'm not going to change mine. He said he's not going to change his. So Pop said Diggs is going to play with Dak. Look, that would probably be the ideal spot, right? To go play with his brother in Dallas. Still not enough. Like, you know what I mean? From here, bro.
I wouldn't wish Dallas to my worst enemy. First off, I wouldn't list the Dallas Cowboys are my worst enemy, but that's okay.
Yeah, Pop said,
but I digress.
Pop said still didn't. He said I didn't know the Broncos still have fans. Damn, Wave.
Yeah, even Colorado is rough right now. Ain't nobody going to Colorado right now.
Yeah, we avoiding like the only thing we
like the plague.
Like the only thing we embrace in Colorado right now is South Park. Like,
literally.
That's about
literally.
It. All right, let's get to this next thing, Devontae. Deshaun Watson had season-ending surgery on his shoulder for a fractured bone. So obviously he's now out for the year. This comes off after Cleveland they came back and beat the Ravens in miraculous fashion. Deshaun Watson started to look like his old self, and now it's done for the year. Why this bothers me, Devontae, is because when I watched that game and I saw I saw Watson start to come, like, you know what I mean, turn into his old self that we saw in Houston, I was ready to come in here, Devontae, and say, I told you the Browns going to make the damn playoffs. I came in here ready to say that. And then what happened? We didn't have the show last night. So literally I came ready to, you know what I mean? And what I see today, Deshaun Watson out for the year. And I was like, you got to be kidding me, bro. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. So let me ask you this, Devontae. Obviously, we know he was suspended majority of last year. This year, so far, until last game, really, he hasn't played well all year. You starting to think they're starting to regret that trade? And if y'all don't know what the exact trade was, let me pull this up just so we can know exactly what they gave up to get Deshaun Watson. Besides the obviously the what is it,
253 million fully guaranteed.
3 million, yeah. Let me pull up exactly what they traded, Devontae, just so we know. So they gave up 3 first-round picks, a 3rd-round pick and a 5th-round pick for Deshaun Watson. Obviously, paid him $230 million guaranteed. Do we have buyer's remorse going on right now in Cleveland?
Hell yeah, you got buyer's remorse. There is zero return on that investment. Because let's be real here. If we're gonna keep it all the way a stack. Yes, that second half was the best football Deshaun Watson has played played. Period.
Right.
We was 10 games in. What the hell happened to the other 9? He played. I'm just saying. What the hell happened to the other 9? He played 8. I think he played 8 games last year too, I believe. Yep. And then because I know he played in the second half, so he played 8 games. Where the hell were those games? I'm just saying, he didn't give you any of that flair until literally Sunday Deshaun Watson started to get back to himself. So, and then now he's hurt, which sucks for them. But that's what 3. We're going on 3 years. We're going to be on our 3rd year of next year in his contract, and they've gotten absolutely nowhere. They've gotten absolutely nowhere. At this point, they should, because they give up all their picks. So now they can't get any future. They can't get any younger. So everything they have to do is through the little cap space that they have to just sign free. Just sign free. That's their only chance of getting growth and getting younger. This was I will tell you, this is one of the stupidest contracts I've ever seen. And then you gave him $253 million guaranteed. You reset the market just to what, win 7 games?
Right.
Of course it's not worth it. When a team resets the market, you know damn well why they reset the market. The Chiefs have no problem resetting the market with Patrick Mahomes. Why? Because they're gonna end up in the Super Bowl. They win the Super Bowl.
Right. He
has shown the investment that he's worth. Besides getting shoulder rubs, of which he's about to be getting for the next 6 months, what is Deshaun Watson? What has Deshaun Watson showed in his play for the last 15 games he's played? He's worth this contract. It's one of the stupidest moves ever.
Shout out to Bill Saber, who's on the show a few weeks ago. What's good, bro? What's good? So Deshaun Watson had a season-ending surgery on his shoulder. Apparently, he's been playing with a fractured bone. Played the 4th quarter against the Ravens with a fractured bone. Went 14 for 14, 139 yards. And it obviously made some key plays to win that game. And now he had the surgery and he's out for the year. So that's what happened. Devontae, this hurts. This hurts. Because I felt like he was just coming back around. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I agree. There was 9 other games. You know what I mean? 9 other games for him to do this. And I know he sat out a few games with the shoulder injury. But they were doing this without Nick Chubb, obviously, who I still think is their best offensive player. Mm-hmm. So it's like, here we go again. Now we once again with the Browns, we have to push it to next year, right? I feel like we keep doing this.
They could have kept Baker and kept all these 1st-round picks.
Right. They gave up 3 1st-round picks, a 3rd and a 5th for Deshaun Watson, and then paid him $230 guaranteed dollars. And I'm not mad at him for getting his money. I'm not even talking about that part. I'm talking about the trade, the picks. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right now, I'm going to say for now, no, because it was Baker or who? At the time, they had Josh Dobbs, which now hurts.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts because they did have Josh. They did have Josh Dobbs in camp,
and Jacoby Brissett,
and Brissett, and they let them both go. So, and I think now the starter is the rookie. I forgot his last name.
Dorian Thompson Robinson or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, he's going to be the starter. But
him and PJ Walker.
But yeah, man, look, I'm not going to say they should regret it yet. I feel like that's a little too steep. You know what I mean? Because, look, let's say next year, hypothetically, Devontae, he comes back healthy, Chubb's back, and let's say they go to the divisional round. Do you think they still regret it?
Yes.
So you think it's Super Bowl or nothing?
You reset the market by you gave the first quarterback not Patrick Mahomes, not Josh Allen, not Aaron Rodgers, not Jalen Hurts, not Lamar. You gave Deshaun Watson $250 million.
I know, man.
Fully guaranteed. You gave the first fully guaranteed contract in the history of the NFL. You damn right you expect the Super Bowl. If you realize, it's one of the stupidest moves I've ever seen in my life. One of the dumbest moves I have ever seen. Just for you to have the 18th pick in the draft. Are you kidding me? What? No. You gave up your future for this. You gave up your future for this.
I'm not mad at that.
Stupid.
Let's see what the chat is saying. Levante said ESPN is saying Dak is a top 5.
No.
That. They said he's a top 5 QB right now.
It's the media.
Do y'all
It's
agree?
the media.
God,
It's the media. It's the media, bro. Let me tell you right now. It's the media. The Lakers are the Cowboys are just like the Lakers. If the Lakers win 5 games in a row, the Lakers are the top team in the West. We lose 5 games in a row, we don't talk about that. We act like we don't see it. We just watch LeBron's post-game interviews, and that's what we talk about. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with the Dallas Cowboys. The same exact thing. They lose 5 games in a row. We just act like we don't see nothing, but we just watch Jerry Jones post conference. They win 3 games that they should easily win. They beat the Giants, bro. And guess what they talk about now? Oh, the Cowboys back on top.
Look, man.
Come on, bro.
As of week 10, sure. Who cares? Sure. As of right now, sure. Look, low key, this is a down year for quarterbacks. Low key, if we're being honest.
Absolutely.
Around the league ain't playing well. I don't care if it's Jared Goff. I don't care if it's Patrick Mahomes, Hurts. I don't care who it is. They all not playing that well. So if this is going to be the one time he sneaks top 5 for half a season or whatever, fine. Because he found the connection to CeeDee Lamb. He's starting to throw to the other receivers as well. Fine. LV said, I disagree. Watson will pan out. It's just the Browns' luck. I think Watson will bounce back. He's there for at least three more years. Yeah, he's definitely locked in. He ain't going nowhere. But it's more of a So look, man, the Browns do have some bad luck. I think it was Reggie said Browns are a cursed organization, which they are. They definitely are.
Very much. They're the Clippers.
Said, Watson has played a total of 13 games and now an injury. Browns have to start looking for other cheap ways to get a QB. Having said that, the Browns are not done yet and will still compete. They're still a tough out. When you got that defense, they are a tough out. You know what I mean? We saw, was it PJ Washington when he beat the Niners, right? And that's one of the better teams in the league. You know what I mean? So they definitely going to make noise this year. It's just you're paying a guy right now to sit home again.
Bingo.
You know what I mean? He played 13 games total in 2 years. So
bingo.
I'm still on the fence with it. I'm not 100% sure, but
Jason, the Bengals just paid Joe Burrow. They didn't give him a fully guaranteed contract, but they gave Deshaun Watson a fully guaranteed contract. Right. No MVPs, no Super Bowl. No MVPs, no Super Bowls. Come on now.
Right. I'm with you. He said you're talking like Watson wasn't that dude for the Texans. He was a top 10 QB then.
If the Giants paid Daniel Jones $250 million, LV would have a brain aneurysm. Jason, even when you had Derek Carr, they gave him a fully guaranteed contract. You would lose your mind.
I'm with you. That's bugging. All right, Devontae. Let's get to it. AFC North fans, stand up. AFC North right now. Obviously, the Ravens still lead right now. I think they got, a half a game over the Steelers, technically. Am I right about that? Or am I wrong about that?
Okay. It's a half a game. We have 6 wins. They got 7.
Okay, yep. So technically right now they're still in first. Then you got Pittsburgh at 2, Cleveland at 3, right? And
Bengals at 4.
Daddy at 4. Obviously, this is probably the closest divisional race. Although one can say the AFC South looks close to, but technically right now, I think all 4 teams would be making the playoffs. Technically, Now that's extremely rare and probably would never ever happen. But I will say, based off the way things are going, if it was to ever happen, this would be the year. Although I will say Buffalo and Miami have something to say about that, right? So I say this, Devontae. Who wins the AFC North?
All right, so
and how many teams get in?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right now, 3 teams will get into the playoffs from the AFC North. But with that being said, I think it all depends on who the winner of the AFC North will come tomorrow. I'm gonna tell you why it comes tomorrow. Okay, I think right now, if the Ravens would beat the Bengals tomorrow, the Ravens will win the division. They're gonna run away with it. Right. But I think honestly, it's gonna sound so bad, and I know I got Steelers fans watching this on my YouTube right now. My bad. That's all I'm gonna say right now is my bad. But I think if the Bengals win tomorrow, we will win that division only because, but we're gonna be the most fraudulent AFC North champions you'll ever see in your life. Because after this, say we'll beat the Browns. Okay. After that, we got the Bengals. I personally believe we're gonna split with the Bengals 1-1 like we do every year. Then after that, we talking the Cardinals. We talking the Patriots. We're talking the Colts. We're talking the Bengals again. We're talking the Seahawks, and then we're talking the Ravens. If we split with the Ravens and the Bengals, there's a good chance we still win that division. As ugly as we possibly, that's why I'm saying fraudulent, because you've seen the games we've been winning. We've been winning games like 21-17, and stuff like that. So like that's what I mean by fraudulent, because of the way our offense plays. So I think it's a lot of it's where I think our division tomorrow night, the Bengals versus the Ravens is probably the most impactful game of our division, because it really controls. Because if the Ravens win that game, they have a chance of extending their gap to where nobody's probably going to catch them. But if the Bengals win, that keeps their hopes alive. But it also we go to the first place, but also our schedule is way easier than theirs.
Who do you got? Who do you got left?
My Steelers.
Yep.
My Steelers. I pulled it up. We got Cleveland on Sunday. Yep. We're at Cincy next week for the Thanksgiving weekend. We're at Cincy. Then we're home against the Cardinals. We're home against the Patriots. We're in Indianapolis. We're home against the Bengals. We're away against the Seahawks, and then we're away against the Ravens.
All right.
I think we win those games. Not all of them, of course, but you know what I mean.
Let's break this down.
That's the easier schedule than what the Ravens and the Bengals have. I'm almost positive the Bengals still got to play the Chiefs.
They'll beat the Chiefs. It's the other games again. I'm not worried about them. I told you, I'm not worried about the Bengals beating the Bills. Right? Not worried about the Bengals beating the Niners.
It's other games.
About them beating the Chiefs. It's the other games. That's what I'm always worried about with certain teams like the Bengals.
I think they fall too behind.
Right. They play too many games. You know what I mean?
They can't afford to lose. Right. That's the point.
It's like when Pittsburgh was looking forward to playing the Patriots, right? And they lost to Jacksonville. Not saying Jacksonville was a slack team. Well, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like,
what are we doing here?
Right. So I bring this up because Reggie said Steelers win the division. Of course, that's what he would say. But let's take a look at it. Steelers, obviously, we got the Browns and Bengals virtually back to back, right? Two tough games. Divisional games is always tough. They got the game against the Cardinals. That's a trap game, even though I'm not saying the Steelers are world beaters, but that's a trap game. You know what I mean? Because if you look at it, Browns, Bengals, big divisional games, Cardinals.
I think the Patriots game is more of a trap game.
Steelers should smack the Patriots.
Bro, we never beat the Patriots. That's why I'm scared. We don't ever
not there no more, Devontae.
Bro, we lost to Mac Jones last year. That's what I'm saying.
That. I understand that, but nah.
I see the Patriots and I go, I don't like that.
Look, I'm more worried about Kyler Murray. You know what I mean? Just trying to play to validate his contract than I am about the Patriots. They don't know if they're going to fire Belichick. We don't know what's going on with the Patriots right now. That's what I'm saying. That Cardinal game is the let me down game, right? This is the let me down game right here. You'll take care of this game. You'll take care of the Colts. Here we go again with the Bengals. I forgot that y'all haven't even played them yet. Then you got the Seahawks and the Ravens. Steelers they could lose two of those. If they really want to do this, they could lose two of those. So pick.
I think we'll split. I think we'll beat. I think we'll lose. Not Sunday. The next Sunday.
Okay.
In Cincy, I think we'll lose in Cincy. We'll beat them at home, or flip flop, whatever pick your poison.
Okay, so split with the Bengals.
We split in the Bengals, and I see. Honestly, I think the only game I see is losing against is probably the Seahawks.
Y'all not beating Baltimore the second time around.
Oh, my fault. My bad. I thought I said split with the Ravens too. My bad. I meant that's what I meant.
So you think so right now, if you go back to it, the Steelers sit at 6-3. You think they can get in at 9-7? I'm sorry, 10-6.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Go to the Ravens or the Bengals schedules, and then you'll see exactly what I mean.
So here's what I mean. Right now, I think I got the Bengals. I got the Ravens taking an L tomorrow, simply because I think the Bengals need it, right? I think they need it more. So that's what they'll beat the Chargers because you already.
We don't pick Chargers over here.
Derwin James, no. Like you know what I mean? I'm not picking the Chargers. The Rams is a trap game, technically, although they're competitive. I think they'll beat them.
I think the Jags is a trap game.
I think the Jags are a trap game because the Jags are heavily talked about. I think they'll beat the Jags too. Close game. Here we go. It's these three, right? These are the three. So I do agree with you. I still have Baltimore winning the division. I think they're gonna find a way to win two of these. I don't know which ones. I really don't care which ones, right? Because I think
I'll be shocked they beat the Niners in Candlestick. I'll be shocked.
I think Cincinnati and Baltimore are just their matchup nightmares for San Fran. That's the issue with San Fran. I think some teams are just same thing with the Chiefs. Well, I don't know about this year, but last year, that short passing game they had and stuff like that, and the fact that the Baltimore can physical up with the Niners run game style, I think that's gonna be a tough one. But I still got Baltimore winning the division just like you do. I think right now, I think Cincinnati's margin for error. Here we go now. Here's where I get dicey with it, right? Who makes the playoffs from this division? Right now, technically all four would. We know that's not going to last. That'd be something
absolutely
unprecedented.
That'd be insane.
So here we go. Baltimore was the division. I think Cincinnati is going to go on a run and get the wild card spot. Obviously, I have to think that, right? Because I have them still going far in the playoffs. Now it comes down to Baltimore and Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Both ain't making it. Does Pittsburgh make it? Does Cleveland make it? Or does neither make it, right? Cleveland, I'm taking out because Watson's out. I would have them in if Watson was there, but I'm taking them out because Watson's out. So now it comes down to, do I see the Steelers making the playoffs, right? And for me, that comes down to, okay, so if I already got Cincinnati in, that's one wild card spot, right? So now we're talking about they got to fit into two wild card spots. Here we go. Buffalo, Miami. See what's going on with that. We know right now the Bills are falling and Miami can't seem to beat good teams. They better beat the Raiders too, by the way. They better beat the Raiders. Like, I'm a Raiders fan. I'm happy now. Josh McDaniels is gone. But Miami, they better beat the Raiders handily. They better beat them. So that's one spot possibly to that. So now it comes down to the Chargers, the Texans, who is hot right now, the Jaguars. This is where I'm getting dicey, Devontae. At first,
it's tough. It's tough.
The beginning of the year, if you remember, we made our picks, and I was like, oh, I have a feeling 3 teams might come out the North. But now I don't know no more, man, because Buffalo, Jacksonville, Houston. One of those 4 teams, I think 2 of those 4 teams are going to make the playoffs. So
I don't know about Buffalo right now at this moment. I can't really tell you. They're just right there, but I will tell you that, like, I agree with you, because what's going to be tough is the South, is because we've already lost to the Jaguars and the Texans, and that's going to be what key. If we get Texans. Yeah, we got beat by 30 by the Texans.
Oh, I forgot about this game.
That's why, like, my hope is that the Texans went like between the Texans and the Jaguars, if they both get playoff berths, we're out probably automatically unless we win the division, because they beat us both.
Cardinals, another matchup with the Jaguars, the Broncos, the Jets.
It's kind of light. Like the end of the day schedule kind of light.
Texas might get a wild card spot.
No, Texas might win their division, Jason. The Texans are probably gonna win their division for the first time in years. They're gonna win their division probably.
So
they already beat the Jaguars.
I know.
Yeah, because if they beat them again next weekend, if they beat them again, it's clip. It's over.
So Titans, Texans, Bengals,
that's
Browns,
a good game.
Ravens, Bucks, Panthers. For right now, because of the defense. Right now, because of the defense, I'll take. If I'm going with what you're saying, right, and and Houston wins that division, then I'd put the Steelers in, right. Yep. But if Jacksonville wins that division,
we're out automatically.
Then I'm knocking the Steelers out to put the Texans in.
You literally have no choice. Like you have no choice. They already beat us.
That's a tough one, man. Because I want to say because of the defenses alone, if I'm being all biased, I want to say 3 of them teams is getting in. But
yeah.
It's tough right now because I don't think the Bills are just going to fold the year. I don't think they're going to fold the year, especially if Miami runs away with the division. So it's going to be tough. Let's see what the chat is saying, man. I saw a lot of comments. Appreciate y'all. I see some people I know up in the chat. Appreciate y'all. My boy CJ Fee was good. Clyde was good. Clyde said, I agree. Watching the shit. Yeah, man. He definitely been struggling.
Same,
all
man.
Right, let's see. Where are we? Reggie said Steelers match up well with Baltimore. Bengals are inconsistent in the fourth quarter. Browns are the Browns. That's why he's saying Steelers will win the division. That's a tough task, man.
I will ask you. Jason. I will tell you this. How many times has Lamar Jackson beaten the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I agree.
Once.
It's been tough.
Once.
It's been tough. I agree with that.
The only team I'm really terrified of, Jason, honestly, are the Bengals. Because I just think Joe is too surgical for us at this moment, to be honest. I just think Joe is too surgical for us.
And then Minka's been hurt constantly. So
yep.
I get all that. AFC North, I think Ravens will win the division. Injuries will play a big part since he's banged up with the toughest part of the schedule to come. Of course, I'm going to go with the Bengals, but realistically, Ravens have the best chance. Yeah, I think the Ravens right now, look, I know it's close, so technically they could lose the division. And I know they just came off a tough loss to Cleveland. But I still think they're going to win the division. Zach Packer was good, bro. Was good, man. Another member of Bills Mafia's in the house. What's going on with them Bills, man? He said Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence are the same QB.
I wouldn't say all that now, but
damn.
That's a little too much. That's a little too much sauce, but they in the same pot.
Reggie said 10-6 wins the AFC North.
Probably. I don't think that's crazy. Because with the Ravens schedule, they could easily end up 10-6. I think when I was saying that the Steelers win the division, I think if we win the division, the Steelers and the Ravens are gonna have the same record. But we'll win the tiebreaker.
I'm not mad at that. Steelers beat the Ravens the second time. That's about when Lamar's hurt. So that's a good part. Pops, he just said about the injuries. He just said about the injuries, right? Can Lamar Jackson stay healthy? He got the money now, right? He got the contract. He got the MVP. It's time for him to. I think he's gonna stick it out this year and go far into the playoffs. But he can't get hurt. And we're talking about Deshaun Watson with the money. I know Lamar Jackson already got the MVP, but it's time. You know what I mean? To take that next step. Brady said 17 games. Yeah, it's important. You know what I mean? It's gonna come down to the wire this year for sure, especially in the North. Steelers vs. Ravens week 18 for the division. Well, for a home game, both will make the playoffs.
If we get a home game, if the Steelers win the division and get a home game, I'm going back out to Pittsburgh to that game. You lost your mind. I am going right back to if the Steelers get a home game, we win the division and a home game with the way my team has been playing. Oh, I'll be in attendance. I'll be going right on a flight right back to Pittsburgh in a heartbeat.
Based off what we both said today, I'm not talking about the original picks. Based off what we both said, that means either Houston, Jacksonville, or Cincinnati would be coming to Pittsburgh.
That's right.
That's kind of grim. Just saying.
I'm in there somewhere.
With Watson hurt, Browns won't make the playoffs. Steelers' lack of offense may leave them crying in that damn towel.
Just like your lack of defense, your lack of I will say because I want to talk about the Bengals next week. I think one of the things we should talk about is we should talk about head coaches calling offensive plays.
Yes. I know right now it's technically, you could technically say it's working in Dallas, right? Because with the emergence of CD Lamb, he's now playing
Mm-hmm.
outside. He's not just playing in a slot anymore. He does look a
Mm-hmm.
lot better, but it's starting to become an alarming trend.
It's
You know what I
hurting a
mean?
lot of teams. It's
Yeah,
hurting a lot of teams thinking they're
yeah.
Andy Reid.
And Sean McDermott shouldn't be calling the defense in Buffalo either. But
Mm-hmm.
Watson has provided zero productivity to the Browns. I could argue they're a better team without Watson. They paid him $230 million guaranteed, bro.
Like that. That's it. They paid him
230 guaranteed,
$230 million,
bro. They
yo.
paid him 230, man. Gotta keep
Like,
him. Think the Browns might outsource the QB. It's too late in the year for that. They gotta
way too
rock.
late.
They gotta rock with who's in the building. It's if they had Chubb, maybe, because then you just run the rock, right? But it's too late. They gotta rock with what they got.
Absolutely.
Pack said Texans take the South. Stroud is a stud.
I truly think.
Don't lie.
I truly think after next week, if the Texans beat the Jaguars next week, it is over. Like lock the division up. Lock it up. Like,
all right, Devontae, I want to get to these game picks, man, before we get out of here. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. You already know every single Tuesday, and I know, yes, this show's on a Wednesday, but every single Tuesday, 7:05, we will be back to recap. Devontae, let's get into it, man. These game picks. You ready?
Let's
Here we go. We kicking this off, man. Bengals, Ravens tomorrow night.
My heart should say the Ravens. My heart should definitely pick the Bengals, so we still got a chance. So we can be in first place. But in Baltimore, I'm going with the Ravens. I hate saying it. I hate it.
Only because I think tomorrow they're gonna run the ball. When you play Baltimore, you play Pittsburgh, you gotta run the ball. I think sometimes Cincinnati forgets to run the ball and it gets them into trouble. But for some reason, when they play the North, they don't forget because there's defense and run the ball. But I do agree that Baltimore wins this game tomorrow. They're putting the division away. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we got your big game, Steelers and the Browns. Obviously, we know it's always a dirt fight when they play. We all remember that first game they played.
I can tell you that. I was there. I can tell you that. I know
you were.
Oh my god.
I know you were.
Like this game, honestly, do I think the Steelers are going to beat the Browns? Yes, but this game is going to get me very tight. I'm already just building up my stress and annoyance because with a decent offense, I would say we win this game by at least two to three touchdowns. But because my offense is so shaky so booty, we're going to win this game like 17-10. And just know I'm going to be very tight that we win this game 17-10.
I got this game 17-14 Pittsburgh. I think
makes no sense.
I think somehow it's going to be a fumble or a big turnover, something that will keep the game close. But I think they'll pull that off. Just know though, I thought the Browns were going to win if Watson was playing, not because Watson's spectacular, just because I just got to think with Watson the offense is even a little bit better than Pittsburgh's. But now I don't know because I've never seen this kid play quarterback before, so time will tell. Next up, Raiders and the Dolphins. Let's just say for me, I hope the Dolphins win this game because they need to win this game, and they should win this game because the Raiders right now, they don't have a soul on that defense who can match up with Watson or Waddle. But I will say, if the Dolphins lose this game, I have major questions about them. But I got the Dolphins winning by 10.
I got the Dolphins winning this game too. Honestly, just because if you guys would have had like 2 or 3 losses, then they would have been scared and probably lost. But because you guys have 5, they'll win.
If the Dolphins lose to the Raiders, and I am a big fan of the Raiders, but if they lose to the Raiders, obviously that puts the Raiders smack dab in the playoff picture. But also, next week we're gonna talk about these Dolphins if they lose.
Yeah,
we've been kind of nice to them this year, but we're gonna talk about these Dolphins if they lose to the Raiders. So let's get to this. Let's see. Titans and Jags, playoff implications on the line. Can he upset the Jags?
No, I got the Jaguars. I think Will Levis I don't think Will Levis is trash by any means. I just think he's gonna need a full year of like I truly don't think the Titans care if they make the playoffs or not. I truly feel that way. It's just more about getting him more reps and seeing if he can be the franchise guy. And I think that's kind of where they're at right now. So I got the Jaguars because the game means more because the Jaguars pretty much have no chance, have no shot unless they start racking up wins. And losing a division game will hurt them more than anything. So
I feel that. Let's get to the chat real quick. Pop said, in order for Cincy to win, it must run the ball. Yeah.
They have no choice.
Bengals sometimes it's like they turn into Madden, you know what I mean? Where they just throwing the ball every single play, man.
Bro, it's because they got the head coach. They got the head coach calling all the plays.
We gonna talk about that next week. I like that topic a lot. Reggie said, "Hey yo, when Martin Cone coming on."
I got beef before he West Coast rap.
Pop says Cincy wins 24-21. Bill Saber said Raider upset. Don't tell me that, bro. Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now. Like I said, the Raiders win next week. We're gonna talk about the Dolphins, but we're gonna talk about the Raiders, man. Say where I'm gonna come in next week with a tattoo that said just win, baby. Just win, baby. If Antonio Pierce is doing that, he go to 3-0. Just know, Kansas City, we coming for you, bro. We coming for you, bro. That's all I'm saying. All right, Devontae. Word, man. Yo, let's get back to it, yo. All right, Devontae. Next up, Texans Cardinals. Can CJ Stroud continue that?
Yes, Texas is gonna beat the Cardinals. Kyler Murray ain't played football in like a year, so like I'm not picking a rusty Kyler Murray over that team. No.
All right, I got my upset alert, Devontae. You ready?
What's up?
For the Buccaneers over the Niners. Field goal game. That's my upset alert for the year.
We talking Baker? We talking Baker?
Look, it's not. I'm not talking about Baker. I'm talking about I think the defense is going to give problems to Brock Purdy. I haven't done this in a while, but when it comes to Bucks and the 49ers, upset alert, upset alert, upset alert, upset alert. I think the 49ers are going to take an L this week to the Bucks. I just have that odd feeling.
No. Nah.
Okay. All right. Next up, it's your game. The Jets and the Bills. We know the Jets just took the L to the Raiders Sunday night. Zach Wilson probably played in the fourth quarter. Probably looked the best he's had in the NFL, but obviously lost to the Raiders. It's amazing what happens when Josh McDaniels is gone. But anyway, Bills need the game. Devontae, Jets need the game. Who wins the game? First game without offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey.
The Bills. I think the Bills are going to score like 30, and then like they're going to be like, "Oh, this is why it's a problem." They're gonna re-sign their offensive coordinator, and next year they're going to be absolute dirt on offense, and then they're going to fire the offensive coordinator because that's just how the NFL goes. And the Jets still don't got Aaron Rodgers. I truly did think the Jets season really does not matter. They don't really matter. Honestly, if I was them, I'd start losing a lot more games. So at least you can get a first round pick.
Right.
So like, honestly, yeah, like I'm just going to go with the Bills. They're getting lucky.
Seahawks and the Rams. Seahawks are low key rolling. Obviously, they took that bad loss to the Ravens, but they're looking like a playoff team within themselves. But the Rams are tricky. They're a tricky team to beat.
Is Matt Stafford playing?
I don't know. He might be playing this game. If not, then he's back next week.
Okay, yeah, because if Matt Stafford's playing, I'm gonna take the Rams, but I'm gonna take the Seahawks for now because honestly, like, yes, they got DK Metcalf, who I think is underrated as heck. They got Tyler Lockett and the boys, but bro, Kenneth Walker gets busy, and they don't talk about their run game.
He does.
Kenneth Walker gets busy, like so. Like I like the way they run, so I'm gonna rock with the Seahawks.
Shannon Sue says, "Hey, what's up, Shannon? How you doing?" She said, "Go Bills, go Bills."
Just no.
L for the Jets. Saber said Dorsey is gone after Jets, and Shannon said after Jets, let's go Bills. All right. Look, I think Seattle will win that game, but I think that's gonna be a tough game. It's a divisional game. I think that's gonna be tough.
Mm-hmm.
Vikings Broncos. Vikings low key with what's his name? A Pastronaut.
Jay Dobbs.
Whatever his name is now.
Pastronaut Josh Dobbs.
Pastronaut Josh Dobbs. They won 5 in a row. Obviously, prayers up for Kirk Cousins with the Achilles injury. I think he actually ruptured his, unlike whatever Rodgers did. Because if you talk about playing in December, ain't no way in hell he ruptured his Achilles. Don't give me all that medicine stuff. Don't give me all that. I believe in myself.
Whatever that dark cave is.
There's no way in hell he tore his Achilles, ruptured his Achilles, and he's ready to play in next month. I don't give a damn, man.
Whatever's in that dark cave, yeah, all right. Like
unless that dude is playing on a metal leg like Lil Tink Tink, like ain't no way in hell.
Little Tink Tink.
Ain't no way in hell
Stupid.
bro. So but they play in Denver, and Denver's have won 3 straight. Obviously, big wins over the Bills and over the Chiefs. Who do you got in that game on Sunday night? Oh, by the way, I'm going Broncos. I forgot to say that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Broncos. Actually, I find this game to be incredibly hilarious that this is the net game. This is the most random net game I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
By the way,
I'm starting to wonder when games are going to start getting flexed. You know what I mean?
This is so random that this is the Sunday night game. I guarantee it's gonna be like the lowest viewership game. Who in the hell is like, oh, we about to let's turn on that Russell Wilson versus Josh Dobbs. Nobody, ain't nobody thinking about that at all. But with that,
getting some early sleeps on Sunday night.
Absolutely, like oh yeah, right. I guess I'm gonna pick the Broncos. I'm gonna screw that. I'm going with my boy. I'm going with my boy J Dobbs. I'm going with my boy. Okay. I'm going with the Passionaut. I'm going with the Passionaut in this one.
Okay. And last but not least, man, we got probably the game of the week. Monday Night Football, Super Bowl rematch. Philadelphia Eagles head into Kansas City. I'm going with Philly in this game only because I think here's what I think they're about to do. They had all these close games, right? All these close games that they've been kind of surviving, right? They almost blew the game to Dallas, then they had to bye. I think right now they're about to play Kansas City. I think obviously you can't revenge the Super Bowl in a regular season game, but I think they're going to take it out on them. You know what I mean? I think they're going to beat the Chiefs. Close game. I'm not saying they're going to blow the Chiefs out, but I still don't trust the Chiefs offense. I love what they're doing on defense. But AJ Brown, talking about another player who's non-quarterback who would be up for MVP. He's been playing like a monster this year. He's like a creative player, you know what I mean? Because he weighed like 450 pounds.
Right.
I mean, and yet he's fast as hell. I think Philly wins a close game, but I do expect that to be probably the game of the week. Great game.
Actually, I think the Eagles will win pretty convincingly. I think the Eagles are gonna. I got the Eagles by at least 20 points. And the reason why is because I think the Eagles are going to literally put their foot on the gas and the exhaust and they're gonna do their best to try to embarrass the Chiefs. Yep. And I think they're gonna try to do this just to talk hella crap and be like, it was that garbage turf we was playing when we was slipping. See, we knew they ain't better than us.
I forgot.
We knew they ain't better than us.
Right.
So like I think that's what's gonna really end up happening, which is gonna really like spark that like rivalry between the two. Yep. So I'm gonna rock with the Eagles in this game.
Well, we know what the game plan is. Just get the shit to 3rd and 1. And you know what happens on 3rd and 1, that damn tush push. So but
it's the tush push versus Taylor Swift.
Right.
That's all it is. It's tush push versus Taylor Swift.
Kelsey, he better be ready because that Chiefs offense does not look the same. Their defense is balling out, but that Chiefs offense does not look the same.
My God.
But that said, that's all we got for this week's show. Appreciate y'all. We'll be back next Tuesday, 7:05 to talk Week 11. Look forward to Week 12. Devontae be coming down the line right now. Season is more than halfway done. It's getting serious now, man. A lot of teams are going to start to fall off the map. I think that Jets Buffalo game, whoever loses that game, they're off the map. You know what I mean? Raiders can't afford to take any more L's like that. A lot of these teams can't. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we'll cover that next week. Devontae, let them know where they can find you, and appreciate the love and support as always.
You can find me at Devontae Forever on everything. If you want to see me talk about Steelers stuff, holler at your boy. It's big Steelers always. Don't listen to Jason when he says any of the other garbage. It's Pittsburgh Steelers all day, every day.
Raider Nation, we back, boys. Raider Nation.
And here we go. Yen, stand up. Come on now, Yen, stand up.
Antonio Pierce, man. I'm from Compton. I was born to be a Raider. Let's go, man.
Yeah.
Let's go. We're about to make Marshawn Lynch the GM too. Like
that wouldn't be surprised. That would just know y'all all gonna be fine for being late to the game. That's what's gonna happen.
We'll catch y'all next week. We out. Peace.
Peace.